Hello, Jane Bishop here, your positive interrupter with a word for your day. Restructure. I am currently in a restructure mode, not by choice as much as by necessity. In my current caregiver role with my mother, I had been blessed to have a stable caregiving team for the last 3 years. However, due to the caregivers moving on to other adventures in their life, that has now created the need for new team members. So I am restructuring schedule. I am restructuring how I allocate my time. I am restructuring what I do when. Now, many may react negatively to that word restructure, perhaps because of experiences that you have had either personally or professionally. I know when I was with a corporate organization for many, many years, we went through many times of restructure, and eventually the final restructure that I was part of gave me an opportunity to leave that organization and launch my own business, take the next step. So I understand how the word itself can create angst, frustration, anxiety, wondering, what is this going to do for me? I want to invite you to take the word restructure and reframe it. Yes, it can have negative results. It can have not so good impact. However, if we reframe restructure and approach it from the perspective of, how will I now rearrange the pieces at my access? Like the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. How will I now restructure or reallocate or rearrange what I do, when, where, and with whom, so that I can continue to be the best person that I can? So restructure in and of itself is not negative. It's our perspective and attitude and experience with it that makes it negative, meaning self-limiting, or positive, meaning that we look at it in kind of a self-efficacy lens. How can this make me better? How can I make this best? I know in the area that I live in, there's always restructuring going on with roadways and sidewalks and other public areas that are having to be rearranged, redone, restructured. While during that time of restructure is inconvenient, can be frustrating, and take more time, the result of that restructure most of the time is extremely positive and much more beneficial, much more effective, and much easier access to whatever they have restructured. So I invite you to consider, if you are in a restructure phase, personally or professionally, how can you reframe the word itself so that you create a structure for you that will bind your anxiety? In the absence of structure, create your own. That's where we can create boundaries and learn what we can do, where we can play, and how we can be the most effective. You know, I so enjoy helping people reframe and restructure in places of their professional or personal life that there are gaps, that once they acknowledge it's there, we find a way to close it, and we find a way to fill it up so that they can continue to be the best they can be. If this is resonating with you, if this is where you are currently in your life, perhaps my self-leadership core coaching might meet your restructure need at this particular point in time. Either way, well, I would enjoy having a conversation with you. You can reach me, Jane, at takethenextstepcct.com. We can set up a phone call or a Zoom call, whatever works for you, and help identify where and how restructure can work for you. Have a great day, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever this finds you. And until then, reframe, restructure, and see what you experience.